the husband's perspective, like, hey, obviously, like, this guy's gay, no hard feelings, a sight to be seen. He wants to be completely dismissed from the lawsuit. He wants out on the lawsuit. It's still happening. It's still going on. Here he is in a more clear picture of him kissing Andrew Garfield for the same reason.
Ryan Reynolds just couldn't keep it together any longer as his best friend Hugh Jackman dropped some harsh truth bombs about their past.
They've leaked all these text messages.
Apparently, it's been a total disaster for Reynolds, but let's be honest, Jackman couldn't care less, especially after being dumped by Ryan and losing his Marvel gig. Now it all just feels like a massive stamp on Ryan's messy sexuality, his narcissism, and of course, Blake playing the part of his little beard.
Are these two headed for divorce?
And honestly, Hugh Jackman was never supposed to be this tangled up in the mess that is the lawsuit involving Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, will be deposed, and I suspect that might be making Ryan Reynolds extremely nervous, and I'll tell you why.
Hugh Jackman, aka Wolverine, will be deposed, and I suspect that might be making Ryan Reynolds extremely nervous, and I'll tell you why. At first, his deposition seemed like a small, almost insignificant part of the story. After all, he was just involved in the skits for It Ends With Us, right? He got dragged into this drama purely because of his connection to Reynolds and Lively's film project.
Hugh Jackman was also in the now infamously cringe It Ends With Us promotional skit that had nothing to do with promoting the movie, which was about domestic violence, where Ryan directed it and he brought in his mom and Blake was in the background. We learned that.
It was supposed to be a brief moment of awkwardness, a formality in the legal process, but that's not how things played out. Ryan Reynolds, the Hollywood darling, seemed to have pulled Hugh Jackman into a much deeper situation than anyone expected.
Ryan Reynolds' bromances, his various bromances over the years. We've talked about him and Jake Gyllenhaal, and obviously this has been a bromance that has been very much thrown in the public's face.
The bromance between these two had always been a topic of conversation, something the public loved to gawk at. But what the fans didn't know, and what's slowly becoming clearer, is that there was something far more sinister under the surface.
Ryan's kind of perpetually highly publicizing his bromances is something that I find to be quite strange, right? Mostly because he's a 48-year-old man, Reynolds. He has 4 kids, and he seems to dedicate a lot of time and resources, like financial resources, to trying to convince the public that these bromances are perfectly normal.
Reynolds didn't just invite Jackman to play along in some fun skits. There's a lot more behind that involvement. As the lawsuit deepens, Jackman's name keeps popping up, and it's not looking good for the Wolverine.
Kind of making a lot of gay jokes and trying to normalize all of these gay jokes, but nobody's actually asking him to do that. Not the gay community or the heterosexual community.
The ramifications of this lawsuit might end up being far worse for Jackman than anyone anticipated, and it's not just about legal battles anymore. The actor's Marvel career is now in jeopardy. What's even more shocking is the fact that Jackman didn't sit idly by in all of this. He took matters into his own hands and anonymously leaked crucial details to Candace Owens.
They've leaked all these text messages.
This wasn't just a tip-off. This was Jackman actively pulling the strings from behind the scenes. What was his motive? Was he just looking out for himself, or did he want to bring down Reynolds as well?
Oh, he's gay. Oh, yeah, see, straight guys don't say that.
Either way, the message is clear. Best friends don't always have each other's backs. When push comes to shove, they'll pull each other down if it suits them. Jackman's career might be on the line, but he's making sure Reynolds' dirty laundry gets aired out in the process.
Gay guys are great. I love gay guys. There's also bad ones because they're just normal people. I have zero prop. There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely is.
Now let's talk about the legal strategy that Blake Lively and her team are pulling. The whole situation has become a game of who can hide the most, and Lively's team seems to be playing it masterfully. They're keeping things tightly under wraps, controlling the narrative, and making sure every move is calculated.
You just wonder if that's also partially the reason why Blake's team is adamant that they need this AEO determination, right? They want this the judge to agree to an attorney's eyes only designation to protect, as they term it, highly confidential information that could destroy the careers of the third-party people that are involved.
They attempted to designate certain documents as attorney's eyes only AEO, hoping to limit access to sensitive information that could be damaging. It's a classic move in legal battles, but it also shows just how desperate things have gotten. Lively's team is clearly trying to control the flow of information, keeping the most damaging details out of the public eye for as long as possible.
They're going like, we need this AEO designation because their careers would be ruined if the public found something out about them. It just makes you ask, what truth could be so poisonous to someone's career that if revealed, it would be over?
The judge ruled that the AEO designations must be limited and that attorneys would need to justify why certain documents should remain off limits. This decision is a blow to Lively's team, forcing them to be more transparent and defend their need to keep certain information under wraps. It's a game changer in how the case will unfold moving forward.
You invest in these people because you think they're telling you the truth, and you would just be shocked by that. So I'll tell you, Judge Lehman has reached a decision about that designation. Now, just to briefly remind you what they wanted.
The ruling opened the door for more revelations to come to light, and it's clear that this decision will have far-reaching consequences. With the veil of secrecy lifting, the truth behind the lawsuit, and everything surrounding it could come crashing down in ways no one expected. This could change the entire trajectory of the case.
No one else can see it but the attorneys. And we don't need to go to the judge's chambers to duke that out with it's like, if we say it is, you just got to go with us. Essentially, they become their own judges. And obviously, Justin Baldoni's team said, no, we don't want that. We just want this to be like limited scope, confidential.
It wasn't just about protecting sensitive information. It was about uncovering what's really going on behind closed doors. The ruling forces everyone involved to face the truth, and whatever's been hidden until now is likely to surface, revealing the real story behind all the drama.
Regarding Hugh Jackman, in case you were unaware, he recently divorced his wife of 27 years. Her name is Deborah Lee Furness. 27 years is a very long time to be married.
Hugh Jackman's personal life has also been a topic of much discussion over the years, and recently, things have taken an even more dramatic turn. The actor's divorce from his wife of 26 years has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, adding fuel to the fire of the already intense situation surrounding him.
They announced their separation to the public in September of 2023. Now, just to plot that on a timeline for you, that was in the midst of the principal filming for Deadpool and Wolverine, which got abruptly paused in that September due to the SAG-AFTRA strike.
But this wasn't just a regular celebrity divorce. This was something the media would run with, stirring up every possible rumor about Jackman. While the details of their divorce remain private, it hasn't stopped speculation from running rampant. Every move, every whisper is now scrutinized, making it even harder for Jackman to keep his personal life under wraps.
Hugh Jackman has been plagued with rumors of homosexuality throughout his entire career. It has been speculated for a host of reasons. Some fair, some not. Some people just never really bought into him at the peak of his career, having married a woman that was 13 years his senior.
This time, the public seemed less focused on the breakup itself and more on Jackman's personal life, particularly his sexuality. Ever since the divorce, rumors about Jackman's sexuality have been circulating in the media, fueling even more speculation and gossip. It's shifted the narrative, turning his personal struggles into a full-blown public spectacle.
No. This guy is using her as a beard, which is a term that people use when you're in like one of these cover marriages. And like I told you, that accusation, it can be real. In a lot of circumstances, it goes on a lot in Hollywood.
Some sources have hinted that Jackman may be hiding his true identity, pointing to his long-standing close friendship with fellow actor Ryan Reynolds, as well as his past interactions with other Hollywood personalities. These rumors have added fuel to the fire, with people speculating about the depth of his relationships and what they might reveal about his personal life.
Anyway, so back to Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. They're in this bromance at the time that he separates from his wife, and you just wonder, That's also partially the reason why Blake's team is adamant that they need this AEO determination.
This speculation has fueled public gossip, with some even suggesting that the relationship between Jackman and Reynolds is more than just friendship. As of now, Jackman has remained tight-lipped about the rumors, but they continue to swirl, much to the dismay of his publicist and PR team. The constant buzz has made it harder for him to maintain control over his narrative, and it seems like the more he stays silent, the louder the rumors get.
In that production was the fact that Hugh Jackman opted to kiss his male co-star throughout this production, even though in the original screenplay there was no kiss between the male star.
The stories about Jackman's sexuality seem to be planted by someone with a vested interest in keeping the actor's image in line with a specific narrative. Whether it's to push a certain angle for media attention or to control how the public views him, it's clear that these rumors are strategically fueling a particular storyline, one that's not entirely under Jackman's control. Owen specifically mentioned Jackman's relationship with Sutton Foster, his younger partner, as part of this carefully crafted narrative. Foster, who Jackman began dating after his divorce, fits the mold of the perfect public partner, someone designed to counterbalance the rumors surrounding Jackman's personal life. The timing and choice of partner seem deliberate, offering a way to shift the focus away from the speculation and back onto a more acceptable image of Jackman in the public eye.
I'm telling you, this is a PR team doing this, that he was dating his co-star, Sutton Foster. She's the co-star in another Broadway musical that he is participating in. This is called The Music Man.
According to Owens, this relationship could very well be a calculated move orchestrated by Jackman's PR team to maintain his image as a straight, family-oriented man. PR manipulation isn't something new in Hollywood. Celebrities are often forced to create certain narratives to maintain their popularity and public image, even if those stories don't reflect their true lives. It's all part of the game, shaping how the public perceives them while hiding behind carefully curated facades.
They instantly started seeding this rumor like, yo, well, maybe he got divorced because he's in this relationship with Sutton Foster. But then he moved to set up a paparazzi shot. In some manner or another, that person is a fraud. So whether it's how they're publicly presenting their sexuality, whether it's how they're publicly presenting their brand, a la Taylor Swift, I'm a nice girl, and then you find out she's actually a really mean girl, that would be ruinous to her career. Ryan Reynolds did call Justin Baldoni a predator. Remember, they had in their lawsuit said that he went up to a guy that worked at WME. This was allegedly at the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere.